data centers, nuclear energy, redistricting, gaming. All major issues in the first year of the Braun administration. I go one-on-one with Indiana's governor to close 2025 and look ahead to 26. Plus,
the Fisher's Life Sciences pocket is not done growing yet. INCOG announcing a $200 million expansion. We'll have the details coming up on the Business of Health.
And robots entering the building industry in Northeast Indiana. We look at the impact on manufacturing. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures and Indiana University.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick. This week, we offer some perspective on the Indiana economy in 2025 while also looking ahead to 26. New leadership at the Indiana State House in 2025 brought a different economic strategy to the table with the stated goal of advancing Main Street businesses and supporting regional innovation and entrepreneurship. I sat down with Governor Mike Braun in his office this week to get his take on performance, data centers, and what's next. Governor, as you reflect back on your first year in office, what would you describe as your biggest accomplishment, and why does it matter?
Biggest accomplishment would be the part that generally gets the least talked about. That is the 30 to 32,000 employees among 60 to 70 agencies. How are they working? Well, we immediately restructured state government into 8 policy silos. We're blessed with great talent in the private sector that had government experience leading each one of them. And that restructure, I think, is something even Mitch Daniels had talked about, but they didn't get around to it. It needed to be done.
Do you see Indiana becoming a data center state?
I do, but obviously not in places where they don't want them. That's already been done on the east side of Indianapolis. Another one just got turned down, I think, up in a place where we've already got one. So it's clear that that's not going to work where there are a lot of people, because you're going to have a lot of voices for one reason or another that are against it. The places that may be best fit for it would be like Fulton County, when they said we'd love to have a data center. And they're one of those 30 to 40 counties that are probably under 30,000 in population that have got stable or falling populations to where they need a revitalization, probably don't have the infrastructure for a big employer on the educational system stress and healthcare facilities. Perfect fit.
Do you see Indiana as a big player when it comes to nuclear development?
I do, and remember we had our own kind of dalliance with nuclear energy, Marble Hill. Right. Those facilities have run with nearly impeccable safety records. The beautiful thing about SMRs is they can use up the spent fuel. They get rid of about 85% of the risk factors in an industry that's run really well. The other side of the aisle didn't want anything to do with nuclear until they started to realize it's the only thing that's baseload that doesn't generate greenhouse gases. So now you're politically aligned, I think, on both sides of the aisle. It'll be a big opportunity for whoever gets it first. It'll be a big contributor to economic growth as well.
And you have talked about a moonshot goal of having SMR technology deployed here within 8 years.
8 to 10 years. That's kind of the current estimate, and that's going to be for whoever's nimble, not if you're kind of being slow about it.
Yeah. As you look at economic development, you came in with a different model, if you will, Main Street business that you wanted to focus on. How did that go in year one? How would you assess economic development performance?
You get a lot of questions. Well, are we going to be open for business? We certainly are. Are we going to be looking for the larger companies that we need? We certainly are. But we're not going to have all our eggs in that basket. Also, existing businesses that have been here invested. We want to make sure that we take a little broader look and that we do look at the regional capabilities and interests so that the benefit is felt broadly. So I think all of that is in place, And when you look at some of the stuff we've already been able to do, we're seeing it in the stats.
As you look at, and you mentioned going after larger, bigger investments, there are those who have expressed concern that maybe Indiana is not focused enough on that. How do you answer those critics who say economic development policy is pushed Indiana maybe off the radar?
Say stay tuned. Remember, I had to deal with an IEDC that may have been doing some things correctly, but not transparently. And there was an audit that took a long time to get, and we're going to learn from it.
Would you consider any changes or tweaks to economic development policy?
No, because I think it was run in a way that most Hoosiers weren't sure what it was about. Transparency is always going to be something, regardless of the issue, that I'm going to be for. I want competition to always play into it, not to where you maybe had some insider influence. That was all fleshed out, I think, by the audit. And I think it tells us, since we're in decent shape vis-a-vis our peer group, that some of that stuff was working. I'm just trying to do it to where we keep the best of what was working, and get the businesses that we know are leading edge, biosciences, technology, that pay the highest wages. Those will be the North Stars on what economic development is going to be about. And I think we got a good team, and it'll take the best of what was working before, and it's obviously going to add some new dimensions.
Well, that's not all Governor Braun had to say about his first year in office. I get his take on a new casino location, reaction to the loss on redistricting, and his legislative priorities for 26. That's later in the show. Coming up next, another shot in the arm for a booming life sciences district in Fishers. Details on Indiana BioPharma startup INCOG's $200 million investment plan in the business of health.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
This is a station that actually has a robot that removes the Tyvek lid.
Well, INCOG BioPharma in Fishers, an important cog in the wheel of Indiana's $100 billion life sciences sector. Well, this week, INCOG making another big investment announcement in Hamilton County. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with more. The hits keep coming for INCOG.
That's right, Gary. They sure do. To the tune of $200 million this time. INCOG BioPharma started with just a handful of life sciences veterans and launched Fishers and advanced to the big leagues even faster than the Hoosier founders expected and sparked a business movement. INCOG's campus is on the grow again. The homegrown Hoosier company not even yet moved into its brand new Building 2 before announcing its next expansion, Building 3.
Syringes are in the tub. We take the Tyvek lid off.
Building on decades of experience in Bloomington at Cook Pharmica and Catalent, Corey and his co-founder decided to do it their own way. Their startup was the first to see life sciences opportunity in Fishers.
So I said is, Mayor Fadness, Indiana's a manufacturing state, we're a life science state. Why isn't Fishers doing more of that, right?
The contract development manufacturer planted its flag in Fishers and has grown at warp speed from 5 visionaries to now more than 400 employees in just 5 years. INCOG focuses on injectable drugs. Its 2 filling lines put the liquid drugs into syringes and vials. A third line coming soon, and the $200 million expansion announced this week could add 3 more lines.
At this stage, we're working with 9 of the top 25 biopharma companies. So there's more of the top 25 that we're not working with. So as we expand capabilities and expand capacity, it's our goal and intent is to bring those customers to Indiana.
Attracting others is how INCOG helped begin the life sciences boom in Fishers.
A company from Italy called Stevanato Group was wanting to expand in the U.S. We helped with that introduction. Next thing you know, they built a 500,000 square foot facility less than a kilometer away.
The second major anchor in the life sciences hub, Stevanato makes the glass syringes that INCOG fills.
I think there's a snowball effect, number one, but it's also the embracement by the public sector, right? Mayor Fadness leaning into it and saying, we are going to do more. When one starts, a second, then comfort in numbers, and I think we get a lot of that.
Today, 8 life sciences companies have committed to starting or growing operations in Fishers, more than $1 billion worth of investment and close to 2,000 jobs. INCOG says its expansion will bring the company's total employment to nearly 1,000 by 2030.
We knew that we were going to have success, but I would say when you start a business, you lay out a financial plan, you outline your projections. I would say we're probably every bit of 2 to 3 years ahead of where we thought we would be.
INCOG says it has about 15 projects in its pipeline as demand for injectable drugs continues to climb.
Couple that with the fact that a lot of companies are now needing to onshore production into the U.S.
But INCOG gives the most credit for its growth spurt to its employees, from the first 5 to now 400.
A lot of people, even in this journey said, you can't do this. I take that as a personal challenge. So not only have we done it, we're doing it really well. And it's, again, back to the team. When you have a great team, you can accomplish great things.
And construction will begin soon on this latest expansion, which brings INCOG's total investment at the site to $425 million.
INCOG really focused on the injectables, right? GLP-1s,
Right, exactly.
all the rage now. How
Yes.
does that impact INCOG?
So they do have that capability right now, so they're ready for it. But what they're focusing on right now is that GLP-1s are gobbling up a lot of that manufacturing capacity out there, so all the other drugs are looking for homes where they can be manufactured. So they're helping all those other drugs find a manufacturing home, but they're ready for it should it come.
Yeah, I tell you, it's an amazing story. And that life sciences story in Fisher is amazing.
It has been a fun one to follow.
All right, thanks, Kylie.
Yep.
Well, it has been a hand-in-glove fit between the city of Fishers and the life sciences industry over the past several years. Other companies like Stevanato and Genizin are investing millions and millions of dollars along the Fishers Life Sciences and Innovation Corridor. Mayor Scott Fadness tells us the industry now a critical component of the city's overall economic development strategy.
I think we can have $1 billion worth of investment in our city and around life sciences, and I think we can grow great jobs here. And we've been focused on that really for the last 4 or 5 years. And the job growth, the investment, the future opportunities, I think sets Fishers on a tremendous trajectory moving forward by focusing on the life science industry.
Last year, Indiana was the nation's largest exporter of life sciences products, and the industry generated nearly $100 billion in economic activity in the state. When we come back, new high-tech home building taking root in Indiana. How robots in Fort Wayne are playing a major role in unlocking the door to affordable housing and workforce development.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need
adults.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Indiana, thank you for joining us for this year's Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We traveled to 9 regions across the state, hearing from inspiring speakers and engaging in powerful conversations. A special thank you to our sponsors and regional partners for making the tour possible, and to everyone who joined us on the journey. We look forward to hitting the road again in 2026. Visit ibj.com/events to learn more. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
Here's what's making news around Indiana. Brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors. The neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
And we begin this week at the University of Notre Dame, where there are new developments regarding a proposed multi-million-dollar tech and talent district. Inside Indiana Business, South Bend Elkhart reporter Yola Longue reporting the Redevelopment Commission there has approved the nearly $31 million project, which is considered a cornerstone of the downtown South Bend 2045 plan. Notre Dame bought the former South Bend Tribune building in 2023 with an eye on turning it into an anchor for downtown development. In a nutshell, the entire project expected to generate at least $750 million in direct impact to the South Bend economy. Well, could Northwest Indiana become home to the Chicago Bears? It's a possibility. Bears team ownership sending a letter to season ticket holders this week, indicating an interest in building its new stadium in Lake County. This after Illinois state leaders told the team that it would not be a legislative priority, the stadium, in 2026. Indiana's bordered less than 15 miles from the Bears' current location, Soldier Field. Well, Citizens Energy is preparing to begin work on a $560 million project to send millions of gallons of water each day to support the demands of the LEAP Innovation District in Lebanon. IBJ reporter Daniel Bradley reports construction on the project expected to begin early next year. It will send water from Citizens Energy's water resources, including Eagle Creek, Geist, and Morse reservoirs, to Lebanon through more than 50 miles of new water mains. Lilly and Meta are investing a combined nearly $20 billion in the LEAP district. The city of Richmond making a big move to address a challenge facing communities all over Indiana, affordable housing. State and city leaders breaking ground on the $7.2 million Vale Neighborhood Revitalization Project in Richmond. It will add 22 new affordable homes on the city's south side. The effort is partly funded by a Ready 2.0 grant, and construction expected to wrap up in 2028. To Fort Wayne, where robots are helping build wall and roof panels for homes and other buildings. Rival Holdings partnered with UK startup Automated Architecture to create 2 robotic micro factories. They're the first factories of their kind in the country. The organizations are currently working on building a structure near electric works.
The robot is agnostic as to where these blocks are being used, whether it's a residence, whether it's a commercial structure, it doesn't matter. The robot can basically handle all of the repetitive manufacturing processes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The chief innovation officers at several of these top 10 home builders in the nation, large publicly traded organizations, were gushing in what they said about Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana. Construction is really, it's been around since the beginning of time, but in terms of innovation, it's lagging every other industry. So we're excited to bring the technology aspect and really try to drive innovation from Indiana.
Each factory is capable of producing up to 180 timber homes every year. Some good news for mountain bikers in southern Indiana. Braun County is now home to a pump track that's free and open to the public. Kate and Danielle Nolan, owners of Braun County Bikes, spearheaded the project. The goal is to help riders of all ages build skills, confidence, and community. And we'll have more on the Nolan story coming up this week on our website.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, Indiana State University has unveiled a new strategic plan with an eye on increasing enrollment. In the fall, ISU reported its largest freshman class in 5 years, And the Terre Haute institution says it hopes to build on that momentum with a plan focusing on innovative curriculum, unification, and student experience, as well as fueling the state's talent pipeline. More than 6,300 students are enrolled at ISU. We have a copy of the full strategic plan on InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Not far from Terre Haute, Vincennes University working to bolster STEM education in K-12 schools. The university just cut the ribbon on 7 design and innovation studios throughout southern Indiana. Students can use the studio's tools to learn about coding, programming, and how to use 3D printers.
We see this as an investment that Vincennes University, along with Purdue InMac, are making with them in their communities and the future of our workforce for our region. The best thing about these is that they rely on a collaborative, project-based learning environment. So these are students that are learning with each other, from each other, that they are learning to solve problems and design projects together.
Vincennes now has funded some 19 design and innovation studios across southern Indiana. Studio tools and technologies are part of the curriculum of VU's education degree program to help train future teachers. When we come back, part 2 of my conversation with Indiana Governor Mike Braun. We'll get his take on the odds-on favorite to potentially land Indiana's newest casino location, plus redistricting and priorities for the upcoming legislative session.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising faster among adults.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
The demand to play these games is so huge. What was kind of holding us back a little bit is we didn't have that many of these games. So now we've doubled the number of games that we have for Dragon Link.
Well, unfortunately, that new slot game inside the Rising Star Casino in Southeast Indiana, not nearly enough to keep gambling in the cards in the small city of Rising Sun. Competition from casinos in Ohio and Kentucky have sent revenues plummeting there, and Indiana lawmakers looking to move Rising Star's license to either Indianapolis or Fort Wayne, potentially two of the hotspots. One of several topics I asked Indiana Governor Mike Braun about in part 2 of my year-end conversation.
Gaming is something that it's now here. It contributes to the revenues of the state. People may not like it because it's not wholesome, but I think we need to look at it's not going to go away. And when you got a license that may not be generating what it needs to down at Rising Sun.
There it is. Come on,
so we need a treasure chest.
We need a trust.
You've got an entity there that may want to do something with it. Whether it goes to the Northeast or into Indianapolis, it probably irritates more of the rest of the entities if it goes in Indy, including Racinos. In the Northeast is a place where we don't have it. So I'll let that sort itself out the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. As you look at a decision that was made on congressional redistricting,
yes.
Voted down, that was something you supported, President Trump supported. Your reaction to that decision, does it suggest a division within the Republican Party?
No, well, it suggests a division on that issue, and it suggests a division that when the overwhelming percentage of conservatives and Republicans in our own state, as polling started to reflect it, was up as high as most issues would be. And when you were the exception to any other state that was asked to do it, when you had a relationship as a state with the administration that was as good as any other, will there be any consequences? We'll see. It shouldn't define us, because go back to the issues I've talked most about: education, healthcare, utility rates, and being an enterprising state in general. I'd like the Senate to maybe reflect back on property taxes, where they really objected to the product we did produce. It burned up 3 months doing it. See if you're out of sync on those kinds of things. How this is going to impact us, I think we'll get through it, but it was a risk I don't think was worth taking.
Final question for you. Priorities for the upcoming session of the Indiana General Assembly, what are they?
Go back to what I talked about before. Healthcare is the biggest issue in our country when it's the cost of it. It's 20% of our GDP. It's 10 to 12 anywhere else. Fixed it in my own business. Indiana spends more than most states with some of the poorest outcomes. We need to do better there. Education, we're doing a lot that leads the country. Running government more efficiently, making sure utility rates are affordable. That's where we're going to be.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun, and certainly we'll be following closely the big economic issues facing the Indiana General Assembly, which reconvenes Monday, January 5th. Also looking ahead to what's on the agenda for 2026, the $600 million transformation of Circle Center Mall in downtown Indianapolis, long awaited, expected to start early next year. Project developer Hendricks Commercial Properties has renamed Circle Center. It will now go by Traction Yards, a tribute to the Traction Terminal and its role in the interurban rail system. IBJ reporter Mickey Shuey reports phase one of the redevelopment has really already begun on the south end of the mall, with Hendricks planning on closing the rest of the mall by the end of the year. The first portion of the new Traction Yards expected to open in 2029. That's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week with a little holiday spirit from Parkview Field in Fort Wayne. Enjoy.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.